the results of what happened when we speak life to our dry bones. Look at verse 7 with me. It says this. It says, suddenly, as I spoke, close your eyes as I read this, because I just want you to imagine this. This seriously has been one of the craziest things that any human has ever imagined. Suddenly, as I spoke this, there was a rattling noise all across the valley. Huge valley. You know this noise had to echo off of the canyon walls. The bones of each body came together and attached themselves as complete skeletons. And then I watched as muscles and flesh formed over the bones. Then skin formed to cover their bodies, but still they had no breath in them. Then he said to me, speak a prophetic message again to the wind, son of man. Speak a prophetic message and say, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Come, O breath from the four winds. Breathe into these dead bones so they may live again. Breathe into these dead bones so they may live again. So I spoke the message as he commanded, and breath came into their bodies. They all came to life, and they stood up on their feet. A great army. Can you imagine? I mean, seriously, can you imagine? You are surrounded by piles and piles of what seems hopeless and lost and without any chance of resurrection. And suddenly, because you follow in obedience and you speak truth and life and hope, the very words of God to these dry bones, they suddenly begin to rattle and move and they come together. And he doesn't stop there, right? I mean, come on, that would have been a miracle in and of itself for just these bones to have started moving and rattling and coming together, just to have seen skeletons assembled, and I would have been like, whoa, that's amazing. But we serve a God who is a God of completion. Amen? Amen. We serve a God that is a God of completion, and he doesn't stop at bringing skeletons back together. No, he lays muscles over these skeletons, and he lays skin on top of these skeletons, and then he breathes life into these skeletons, and they stand upright on their feet. Just to clarify, to stand on our feet alone requires 33 bones to work together with 33 joints and 107 ligaments, 19 muscles and tendons, just to stand on our feet. Okay? We are a human body that is intricately designed. And in this moment, God showed his power. He reminded us that he is the God that restores, and there is nothing that our God cannot restore. There is nothing that our God cannot do. There is no relationship that is too broken. There is no marriage that is too far gone. There is no amount of debt that he cannot help you climb out from under. There is no depression too deep. There is no diagnosis too far gone. There is no addiction too strong.
Amen.
There is nothing that your God has ever been confronted with where he said, oh, that one's a little hard. I don't know. Again and again and again, we are talking about a God who took an entire valley of dry, dusty bones and resurrected an army of living, breathing flesh and blood. Do you trust him in your valley? Can you imagine what unleashing the power of God in your valley of dry bones could look like? You know, I have conversations a lot of times with people, and they'll say things with a story like this or with a message like this, and they'll say, well, that was the Old Testament. God doesn't do stuff like that anymore. Or they'll say, well, Ezekiel was a prophet. I mean, come on, I'm just me. Like, why is he going to do something really special for me? Here's what I want you to know. Jesus came, and Jesus himself said this to his disciples. In Matthew 17, verse 20, he said, truly, truly I tell you, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, the smallest seed that there is on this planet, and you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, it will move. Nothing is impossible for you. Red letters. Jesus' word. Dear every single Christian who ever doubts that God can't and won't, you have this. And he says to you, it doesn't mean that you have to be a prophet of God for you to have great faith and for God to respond to your faith. You don't have to have lived in Old Testament times to see God do a miracle. You know what? We all want to see God do a miracle, right?
Yeah.
But none of us want to be in a circumstance that facilitates a miracle. We get into the valley and we say, God, what are you doing? This isn't fair. I don't deserve the valley. I deserve to be on the mountaintop. I'm a good person. I do good things. And we sit in this valley, and a lot of times spiritually we pout. And we're angry. And we look up at the mountaintops around us and we say, God, I want to be up there. And the whole time we're sitting in this valley and we're surrounded by dry bones and we're saying, why do you have me here? Why do you have me here? And so many times I truly believe that God's saying to us, you're not here alone. You're here so that you and I can learn some things together, so that you and I can grow closer together. I understand that the valleys are hard. I've lived in them many times. I'm still in one right now. And I know that they're not easy. I know that there are days that we just feel weary and tired of the struggle. But I also can promise you and tell you that if you will trust God in the valley, you will invite Him into the valley, you will seek Him in the valley, you will ask Him for help and for wisdom in the valley, you will experience the God of the valley. And the God of the valley is a God that is personal. And it is a God that is intimate. And it is a God that is there to love on you and to give you mercy and to give you comfort and to give you strength. Now I want to be really clear about something, because I don't want there to be any confusion about this. This is not a name it and claim it kind of message. This is not, I want this, and so I'm going to just say it and God's going to do it. Amen. That's not what this is. This is a seek Him and walk with Him kind of message. This is a see Him and follow Him kind of message. This is a trust in His power and not your planning kind of message. This is an invitation for you to experience Him in a new way kind of message. This is a call to real faith and real relationship with God kind of message. I truly believe, church, that when we seek after the relational heart of God, we experience things in the context of relationship with God that you could never imagine. That you could never imagine. And He may never physically let you have a chance to see a valley of physical dry bones resurrected. But you will see people healed. You will see relationships restored. You will see addictions overcome. You will see financial provision happen again and again. You will see lost souls get saved. And those are the same exact moments of celebration that I believe Ezekiel saw when he saw that resurrection happen. We have hope and we have faith in a God that is big enough and a God that can. But we have to want God. We have to want God more than we want something from Him. You have to want a relationship with Him more than you just want results from Him. Because when you seek the relationship, and you lean into the relationship, and you cultivate the relationship, and you spend time in prayer with Him, and you spend time reading your word with Him, and you spend time talking to Him throughout the day, then the results start to follow. And they don't follow just because our circumstances suddenly get altered. They follow because we begin to change. He changes us from the inside out. And as we change, we respond to things differently. And that is what really begins to cultivate these different results. You know, I told you, I believe in divine appointments. I believe that you're here today for a reason. I believe that each one of us sit in a valley of some sort. At every point in our life. Sometimes they're big valleys and deep and they're hard. Sometimes they're shallow valleys and they're really not quite as difficult. They're not meant to be compared to one another. Okay? You don't get to sit here and say, well, I can't really respond to that because I know their valley's a lot worse than my valley. God doesn't do that. We don't serve a God like that. Every single person's valley is unique to them, and God is present and there with each of you. And so what I want to challenge you with today is an opportunity to respond to the God that is in the valley with you. I want to challenge you to take some time to really seek Him and listen to Him for a few minutes this morning. I want to challenge you to take that thing that came to your mind at the beginning when I asked you, are you struggling? Are you tired? Are you weary? Are you facing something right now that seems hard or impossible? Whatever that thing is, I want to invite you to put it in front of God this morning. Because I know without a doubt that if you believe and you trust that God is who he says he is, that he is the creator and the ordainer of life, that he loved us and he sent his son, and that son willingly laid down his life for you and I, and he rose again from the dead, and he now lives and works on our behalf. If you believe that, okay, then you are a child of God. You are no longer a slave to fear. You are a child of God. And as God's child, you are his people. And Ezekiel 37 finishes this story out like this. It says, "Oh, my people," and this is your heavenly Father speaking, "Oh, my people, I will put my spirit within you, and you shall live. I will place you on your own soil, and you shall know that I, the Lord your God, have spoken, and I will act." I will act. He will act in his time. He will act in his way. But in the meantime, he comforts you. He strengthens you. He gives you peace. He protects you. He grows you. He helps you. And Scripture tells us that he even prays for us. One of my favorite passages is in Romans 8:26. And it says this. It says, "Meanwhile, the moment that we get tired of waiting, God's Spirit is right along beside helping us. If we don't know how or what to pray, it doesn't matter. He does our praying for us, making prayers out of our wordless sighs and our groans." Isn't that a beautiful picture? Those moments where you just feel like, I can't even put two words together. It's just, ugh. God takes those moments and he interprets them into prayer. You have a God who loves you that much. I'm going to invite Holly to come up. And she's going to play a song for you that, as we were kind of preparing this message and these worship sets, just really came to both of our hearts. It's a song that Lauren Daigle wrote, and it's about this exact story in Scripture. And it's a song called "Come Alive." And here's what I want you to do. I'm not asking you to stand up and to sing, and Sarah, we don't have to put the words on the screen for this. I want to invite you to use the next 3 or 4 minutes as that time that's carved out for you to talk to God about your